Hey, what's up guys? It's Eclihpse here, and today we are going to be ranking all of these score streaks in Call of Duty Mobile from the very worst all the way until the very best. Now keep in mind, this is just my opinion, but I would like to think my opinion is the right opinion, you know what I'm saying? But of course, if you disagree with me, feel free to comment your 3 favorite score streaks down in my comment section below. If you go to enjoy the video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and remember to turn on notifications to never miss an upload. If you enjoy this video, you'll definitely enjoy all of the future content coming to my channel. With that being said, let's get started. So coming into last place, the worst score streak in my opinion, this is the care package. And I already know I offended so many people by just saying that. There's probably 50 kids in my comment section right now like, Eclihpse, the care package is great, you can get a VTOL warship, blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you right now, the care package is whack. So for 550 points, the care package isn't a totally bad option. I do admit the points required to get one is definitely worth it. But the problem with the care package is that it takes so much time out of the game. You have to sit in the back of your map, you throw the care package down, you have to wait for the helicopter to come in, drop the care package off, and then you have to waste more time just to claim it. And in COD Mobile, time is everything. In a game mode like Domination, if the enemy has 2 flags and you're just sitting in your spawn waiting for a care package, that is just making your team lose. It pretty much makes it going from a 5 versus 5 to a 4 versus 5 because you will not be contributing at all when you're wasting time in the back of the map. And by the off chance you do get something rare like a VTOL warship, then holy crap, all good luck is in your favor. But more often than not, the care package is going to give you crap kill streaks like a hunter killer drone or a predator missile, and those score streaks are only going to get you like 1 to 3 kills at max, and within the time frame it takes from a care package to actually spawn in, you can probably get those kills with your gun. So the only reason the care package is the worst score streak in my opinion is just because of the fact that you have to sit in the back of your spawn and take time out of the game waiting for it to spawn in. Now after the care package, we are talking about the SAM turret or the SAM turret, and this is 850 points. To put that into perspective for you guys, is Sentry Gun is 800 points. It's 50 points cheaper and it is tremendously better. And then a little bit higher than that, for 1,000 points, we have the Stealth Chopper, and the Stealth Chopper is going to be way more effective than the SAM turret. In case you've never used this before and you're like, Eclihpse, what the hell does the SAM turret actually do? The SAM turret essentially targets aircraft. So if there's a UAV in the sky and you have a SAM turret down, it's going to shoot missiles up and destroy the UAV. If the enemy has a counter UAV up, again, the SAM turret will take that down. If the enemy is absolutely slaughtering you and they call in a stealth chopper or a VTOL, the SAM turret will take those out as well. And when I say it like that, you may be like, Eclihpse, that sounds pretty damn good in my opinion, like destroying enemy UAVs, destroying counter UAVs and helicopters. And yeah, I totally agree with you. It sounds good, but keep in mind, this is 850 points, meaning you're gonna have to get 8 to 9 kills in order to get this, and more often than not, it's just gonna be shooting down UAVs. So if UAVs are really that much of a concern to you, you can always throw on the ghost perk, and if the enemy calls in a helicopter, if everyone on your team literally just shoots 1 clip, that'll be more than enough to destroy the helicopter. If the enemy has a VTOL, again, 1 to 2 clips from each teammate is enough to take it out. So while the SAM turret is effective, I just don't think it's worth it because 850 score points is a lot for a kill streak when there are better options within that same range. Moving on to the next score streak, here we have the hunter killer drone, and this is going to take 500 score to earn this kill streak. And I'm sure you're all aware what the hunter killer drone is. You call it out, you throw it, it finds an enemy, and it automatically blows them up. It's pretty much a free 1 to 2 kills depending on the map. If you're on a big map like Crash, you may get 1 kill. If you're on a smaller map like Nuketown, it may get you a double kill. This score streak isn't bad by any means at all, but all of the score streaks I'm about to mention next are definitely better, and I'm sure you can all agree with that. So moving on after the hunter killer drone, here we have the predator missile. This is pretty much the hunter killer drone, but on steroids. It's a whole lot better it's going to be a lot more effective, and it's going to get you more kills. So the Predator missile costs 700 points, whereas the Hunter Killer drone, that's only going to cost us 500. So the Pred, it is a little bit more expensive, but I feel like it gets you more kills in the long run. So with the Predator missile, you get to control this and you get to choose the enemies it goes for. Whereas the Hunter Killer drone, this is controlled by AI and it's just gonna go wherever. So with the Pred missile, I just personally think it's more effective. I guess you can say the Hunter Killer drone and the Predator missile are interchangeable. Some of you may prefer the Hunter Killer, some of you may prefer the Predator missile, but from my experience, the Predator missile just gets me more kills. And in the background gameplay, I do apologize. My Pred missile was glitched and I couldn't control it at all. So like my screen would freeze and the Pred missile would just go straight down. So I didn't get any kills with it. So it kind of makes me sound like an idiot for saying it's good when I didn't get any kills at all, but trust me, in general, the Pred missile kicks ass. So moving on past that, here we have the Sentry Gun for 800 points, and the Sentry Gun is one of my favorite kill streaks, and we're only about halfway through the list, but I feel like the Sentry Gun is like having an extra person on your team. If you're on Nuketown, you can put the Sentry Gun on one of the sides and have it look towards the enemy spawn, so it can just rack up an insane amount of kills, and unless the enemy has a perk on to make themselves invisible to it, or if they just shoot it and take it down, the odds are your Sentry Gun is going to get a lot of kills. And in this kill house game, I got a Sentry Gun from the care package and I just threw it on top of the roof and it was just looking straight to the enemy spawn and picking people off. So if you put a Sentry Gun down in the correct spot, it is going to be your best friend and it is just going to rack you up an insane amount of points. The only real downside I have to the Sentry Gun is that if the enemy has an operator like the War Machine or the Sparrow, they can literally just shoot it like 1 to 2 times and it completely eliminates the Sentry Gun. So if there's no one really shooting it and actively trying to take it out, it's going to do amazing and it is going to be overpowered. Now, we are officially halfway through the list, and I just want to say one thing. There's 2 score streaks that I'm not going to be mentioning in this video, and those 2 are the Molotov cocktail and the drone. So the Molotov cocktail costs 300 points, and I actually missed the event to unlock it, so I don't have it available in my score streaks. Now, you can get the Molotov from a care package, but to be honest, I don't care to spam care packages until I eventually get this. And for the drone at 750, I don't know if you can get this from a care package yet or when this will be coming to the game, but if you haven't left a comment yet, let me know where you would rank the Molotov and the drone, because the Molotov is the cheapest score streak in the game for 300 points, whereas the drone is 750, and that's just a little bit over a Predator missile. So I feel like those 2 are pretty reasonable, but since I don't have any experience with them, I didn't just want to randomly throw them in the list. So moving on to the final 4 score streaks here, first off, we have the Stealth Chopper. Now this costs 1000 points, but if you're running the Hardline perk, that's going to give you a 25% discount on all of your score streaks. So instead of getting 1000 points for a Stealth Chopper, it's going to lower it down to 750 points. And as we said many times, the Pred missile costs 700 points and the Sentry Gun takes 800 points to earn. So if you're running Hardline, you can get a Stealth Chopper for the same amount of points it would take you to get a Pred missile or a Sentry Gun. So if you're running these higher kill streaks, I definitely recommend you throw on Hardline because it is going to make your life a whole lot easier. The only real complaint I have with the Stealth Chopper is that it takes up airspace, meaning that if you get a Stealth Chopper, you can't call in another one until it's gone. Or maybe your teammate has a Stealth Chopper, you can't call yours in until theirs is gone. Or maybe the enemy has a Stealth Chopper, you can't call yours in until it's gone. And I feel like it lasts for quite a bit of time as well, so while the Stealth Chopper is good and you can get a lot of kills with it, it's just unfortunate you can literally earn them faster than you can call them in. After the Stealth Chopper, we have the VTOL warship, baby, the most expensive score streak in the game. By default, this costs 1600 points to earn one, but if you're using the Hardline perk, it is going to lower that down to 1200 points, which is essentially a 12 kill streak. Now, I was going for this during all of the games when I was getting footage for this video, but there was a few things I was running into. The first one is that I was playing Frontline for the most most part, and by the time I would get a VTOL, the game would end. I think this happened 2 to 3 times. There was another time I had a VTOL, but the enemy had a stealth chopper up and I couldn't call mine in, so that really screwed me over. And there were a few instances as well to where I was running out of ammo and I didn't have the scavenger perk on to replenish my ammo, so I had to run out, pick up an enemy weapon, and then I think I ended up dying from that as well. So I got fed up with playing frontline and I switched the game mode to domination. I got a VTOL pretty easily and it just racked up so many kills. By the end of this game, I think I ended up getting 63 kills, and if you're playing domination on Nuketown, you can literally do that like every single game. The VTOL is super overpowered. You can get loads and loads of kills with it and it is awesome. Now the reason I'm not putting this at the #1 spot is because it is pretty expensive. Like 1600 is a lot, even 1200 can be a lot, and if you're against decent players, you may be dying pretty frequently, and getting 1200 points in one life may not even be possible for you. And I understand all of my viewers watching this aren't like pro players or super sweaty tryhards, so I feel like a VTOL warship, while it may be the strongest and most overpowered, it isn't the most practical for every single person out there. On my list, I would throw this at the #1 best, but since I don't even get it every game, and in certain game modes like Frontline, it isn't really good at all, I just can't put this at #1 in my video. So moving on to the final 2 score streaks. First off, we have the counter UAV. So this is coming in at 600 points, and the counter UAV just pretty much counters the enemy UAV. It takes away their radar, and a lot of people don't have good map sense, and when their radar's gone, they just don't really know what to do, and they kind of feel clueless. And if the enemy calls in a UAV, you can counter their UAV by calling in a counter UAV. There is a perk which makes you immune to counter UAVs, but I don't find that too many people actually run that perk, and you can always shoot a counter UAV out of the sky by using your gun, rocket, or the SAM turret, but I feel like not enough people actually use the counter UAV to make people want to run hardwired or to run the SAM turret to actually counter it. And remember, by default this costs 600 points, but if you want to run hardline, that'll make the score streak 25% cheaper. So if you can constantly spam counter UAVs, it'll make your enemy kind of feel blind, and it may just give you an extra edge on them. So moving on to the #1 best score streak in my opinion, this is the UAV. Now this is the most basic score streak in Call of Duty, and I hope I'm not disappointing any of you here. Surely some of you were expecting like VTOL warship, stealth chopper, just like the most expensive streaks at the top, but no, UAV is definitely the best. So first off, it costs 400 points, which is one of the cheapest score streaks in the game, right above the Molotov. The Molotov's 300, the UAV is 400. Now, if you're running the hardline perk, that'll make the UAV go from 400 down to 300 points, meaning that's only 3 kills to get yourself a UAV. The UAV is going to reveal the location of every single enemy on the map. Now, surely there's a few ways to get around that. If you have the ghost perk for perk #2, that'll keep you hidden from the UAV, and if you decide to shoot the UAV out of the sky, that'll protect you as well. But as we discussed, no one really runs the SAM turret, and that costs 850 points, so are you really gonna run an 850 score streak to destroy a 400? I don't know. You kind of got to weigh out your odds here and see what the enemy is running. But I feel like the UAV is just such a staple. You can be a bad player and still get UAVs. You can be a good player and still use UAVs. They help out you. They help out everyone on your team. And no matter what your skill level is, you should be able to acquire a UAV. The UAV is just super beneficial to you and all of your teammates. So that was actually the final score streak in today's video. Remember, comment your 3 favorite score streaks down in my comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to never miss an upload. I post list videos like this every single week, so if you enjoyed this one, you'll definitely enjoy my future uploads. Guys, this has been Eclihpse. Thank you for watching today's video, and peace out.